I want to talk about certified lunatics in the psychiatric profession in the United States, which I think is the biggest bunch of snake oil going. In the United States, they got more people taking prescription drugs and also even these psychiatric drugs for antidepressants than anywhere in the world. But we have the worst healthcare system because, in actuality, people never even take any medicines and just live a natural life and eat good foods directly from nature. Actually live a lot longer and have less problems of any kind, including psychiatric, health, or even dental problems. I think the whole medical profession in the United States is a farce. That's one reason I'm really against this Obama healthcare garbage, or whatever you want to call it. I don't want to use his name on it because basically it's the powers that be looking for money. And I just want to talk about a little bit what can be done about certified crazies, except for the obvious thing. This is a few statements about prescription drugs in the United States, and specifically about even more about the antidepressants. More than 25% of all children and teens in the United States take prescription drugs on a regular basis, which is crazy. Why would they need prescription drugs to being a teenager or a child? You know, there's always a reason, though. That's why you have initials after your name. That's why you go to school, so you could sell. That's one reason I really hate the PhDs, the MDs, even the religious people that say pastor in front of their name and they talk Jesus and they don't mean a damn word they're saying, because all of it is a sales pitch designed to rip you off. More than 1 in 5 Americans, more than 20%, and 1 in 4 women, more than 25%, take at least one drug for psychiatric or behavioral disorders, which is put on that person by, a quack, a charlatan, and that's the usual type of game. And, I'm vehemently against those kind of people. I think they're the worst scum on the planet. I have, my opinion of this, of doctors and especially the psychiatric profession, is a lot worse probably than the average American. I think the average American probably thinks there's a need for it. I don't really think so. I'm not an expert on this area, but if I was actually somebody who was an expert, I would take a totally different approach from what they're doing. I would be concentrated on healing versus money and protecting their revenue stream. That's what they're about, and that's why they never find the right answers. A lot of times, some of the answers are simpler and cheaper than, many times actually, simpler and cheaper than what is being done today. Approximately 1/3 of all foster children in the United States are on at least one psychiatric drug. Many foster children in foster care are prescribed as many as 5 different psychiatric drugs. The percentage of women taking antidepressants in America is the highest in the world. Now, there's a lot of simple things actually that can work for antidepressants, for instance, and actually it does a number of things. One of the ones I talked about was the Ketonic Diet. Ketonic Diet is actually a high-fat diet. Something, actually you notice that on the statistics that you'll find more women taking these drugs than males. But actually the high-fat diet of a certain types of good fats, such as coconut oil, will actually raise the ketones in the brain, which will actually elevate the mood and even improve short-term memory. It's very smart to go through the nutritional aspect versus going through, these psychiatric drugs that are very, very harmful. These people in the medical profession are liars. I'll state that right now. They're liars and they're money whores. They're scum. They're evil people. Very evil. Just think of Dr. Mengele and the Nazis, and that's what you got in the United States. Except it's a different facade. I want to go through one very simple thing for depression. And actually, this is actually a very good vitamin, but, I don't like to emphasize one vitamin because it's basically a combination of things. And then if you start saying it's a combination of things, people just say, well, the hell with it, just eat the food. But I'm going to recommend something after this that makes a lot of sense. It's an expensive product, but I know where you can get it way, 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 way cheaper. Way under half. Way under half. More like a third or even under a third. this goes on about folic acid. This has become a very popular thing in treating depression, psychiatric disorders, and it works very well for a lot of the mild stuff because people seem to be short of this stuff. It's actually called vitamin B9, folic acid, and it's found in green leafy vegetables mainly, green like lettuce and things like that. The human body needs folic acid, B9, vitamin B9, to synthesize DNA and repair DNA. Now, that's also something I would consider very important for anti-aging. But like I stated, I'm not going to just concentrate on this one thing, but making sure you have enough B9 has become something more recently known that does a great deal to fight depression. A lot of times people who are depressed are short of this vitamin. It's that simple. Almost all the crap that's going on in the United States where people are being fed pharmaceutical drugs and psychiatric drugs is due to nutritional problems. It is. You want to argue with me about it? If you're an expert MD, I'm going to tell you to go to hell because I'm going to fight you literally. Literally. I already know that they ain't the damn game with this stuff, and it pisses me off to the max. It is especially important in aiding rapid cell division and growth. It stimulates the growth of cells and operates as a natural antidepressant treatment. Now, it's actually true that all the B vitamins help to regenerate nerve tissue and nerve cells. So that's one reason you take more of them than you actually need. The body flushes them out. They're water-soluble vitamins. Now, what doctors will do depends on the doctor. The more the naturalist type homeopathic doctors aren't going to say something against what I'm saying. But a lot of other traditional money whore doctors will state that, if you take extra vitamins, you're basically making expensive urine. That's not true. That's not true. Now, with all vitamins, a lot of times there's a range. You have a minimum range and an upper range. You go past the upper range, it's no good. Like, for instance, selenium or something like that, very, very important. But you don't want to go past the upper range. It's just like that. In the case of B vitamins, they get washed from the body. So you don't really have to worry about overdosing on them. But you would really want to do something where you are taking them in steps, or in other words, it's time released, or you're taking maybe a portion that's divided up into 3 portions during the day. But B vitamins, especially folic acid, but I'll even add lib on here a little bit more. Some of the things that even keep the arteries clean, some of the B vitamins are very powerful in keeping the arteries and veins clean from clogging up. People have problems with their heart. They need stents and all this kind of stuff. B2, B6, and B12. They're very good for helping keeping the blood flow. And also this folic acid B9 is very good for red blood cell production too. But everything works together. You just can't have one vitamin and that does this and it's like a miracle. Anybody telling you that is a bunch of snake oil. But I do want to point out an amazing product, and I think this is the flagship product of all the vitamins out there. But I'm going to go into what's inside of it so you get an idea. Now, this product normally is $50 for 2 months' supply. Now, on Amazon, and I also seen something like this, you'll pay $5 shipping. So it's about $15. It's about $21 shipped to your door. So that's for 2 months. So it's maybe about a little over $10 a month. But this has like everything, and I mean everything. This is a flagship product. It's from Nature's Way, and I highly recommend it. Now, this is the actual label on it. List all the vitamins. Now, all these vitamins, what's very different about this vitamin, and I'll mention a brand out there, which I think is crap. One a day. Another brand out there is Centrum. Piece of garbage, because they don't absorb into the body. They're made in a different way. They might contain the amount of amount of vitamin that's inside the product as it's stated on the label, but it will not absorb into the body. And number 2, it's not from a whole food source, so it doesn't work in the body the same way. But you notice the thing I was talking about, folic acid, it's contained in here. It's got 400 mcg. Now, folic acid, you can go up to about 1,000 mcg, right? But you're going to get some from the food. So if you take this vitamin, you're getting the folic acid. But the thing is, you're getting an exact, very good blend. And you'll notice some of the vitamins like B2, you'll have 1,471%. B6 will be very high too, 2,500%. So like this is a very powerful blend. But in addition to vitamins, and you'll take 3 of these, actually 3 of them during the day. Now they're bigger pills, but they can be broken up, or they could just be broken up and put into food, so you wouldn't even notice that you're taking a pill. Green food spirulina blend, so it has a lot of all these different items in here, like barley grass, alfalfa leaf, kelp, dandelion leaf. Cardiovascular blend with restorval, hawthorn berry, very good for the heart. So it has the coenzyme 10 in it a little bit. So this really is very complete. Orchard fruits blend, promulgate seed, acai berry extract, grape, plum, cranberry, blueberry. It's got minute amounts of it. But these minute amounts actually spur the body on to do more. Don't let them fool you. This is the approach that was taken back in the 1800s, before the Rockefeller Foundation stuck their hand into the medical establishment and created the medical establishment, basically in the early 1900s. Garden veggies, juice, powder blend, parsley, spinach, wheatgrasses, Brussels sprout, organic mushroom defense blend. So this is all included in this product. This is why it's so expensive, but you can get the product a lot cheaper. In other words, it's a $50 product. I just showed it for $15 plus shipping. So that's where you can get it. Now I was getting it for like $21 with free shipping. So the list price is $50, so $21 free shipping. Digestive enzyme blend, that's another thing that's very important, because a lot of times how a person feels, it actually becomes, the beginning actually starts inside the stomach. It's actually the digestive enzyme balance, where you don't have the right balance of flora in your stomach. That can actually contribute greatly to how well you feel, or if you're going to be sick or well. That's just how it works. A lot of people ignore that, but this vitamin has this in it. So it has sunflower seed powder, flaxseed powder, and bromelain from the pineapple, very important too. Protease 1, Protease 2. Citrix bioflavonoid complex from lemon, orange, grapefruit, lime, tangerine. So it provides a number of different things: boron, lutein for the eyes, and Siberian root. So this actually has a lot of things besides vitamins. You actually would take 3 tablets. They're big tablets, but they could be broken up and just powdered practically, put in food that way, and you would never notice that you were taking them. So I just want to point out, a lot of times with anything in the body, it's actually healed by nutrition. That's exactly how the original medicine was from the Greeks. The original medicine. It was about nutrition. Nutrition heals. They want to say nutrition doesn't heal? They're liars. You got to fight them. I'll fight them literally, because I will not. Anybody even try to sue me for that, I'd fight them all the way. Nutrition heals. Nutrition heals. Pharmaceutical medicines are like a hammer. That's what they do. They smash down the problem, but they don't heal. There's nothing nutritional in the pharmaceutical medicine at all. The best approach is to take the approach from nature and use natural things. So, like, actually in this country, that's why the healthcare system is so expensive. Because you got all this garbage. You got people running to doctors for every little freaking problem there is. You got people running to psychologists, and psychologists forcing this crap on the people. Their if their kids don't take it, the parents are unfit parents and all this kind of garbage, because they're not doing what is being told to them to do by the professionals. So, but my approach is totally different, and Actually, to tell you the truth, I'm very pissed off at this national health care garbage. I knew about it for a while, of course, but though this is something that really pisses me off more than anything. Um, but I just want to point out that some of the best cures out there, and they are cures, it's from nature. The body heals itself. That's what really happens. You got to have the right nutrients. The body gets sick when you're lacking nutrients. Now, that product, Nature's Way Alive, is one of the best ones around. It doesn't have everything in it to sustain the body forever. I mean, you need food, but it does contain in so many different things that if you were missing something through your natural diet, it more than likely will help to fill in the holes that are missing. So it's an excellent product, and it's very, very expensive if you actually pay list price. But there's a number of ways to get far, far, far below list price, and I think that's a very important thing to remember.